Welcome back, folks, to World of Warships Legends. I'm Soopa-Dave, and today's build and play guide is on the Fubuki. This is a lot of fun, and it has a pretty cool skin on it. So, for our commander, we are using Razo Tanaka, and we use him for everything. And the inspirations, as always, Eric Bay and Jersey Swirsky. For our skills, contact is imminent. Look at me now. Don't use fragile threat. It's not a very good perk. Perceptive, as always, on every destroyer. And smoke on the water. Now, I actually prefer unstoppable, but for the actual games that I did play, for some reason, I still had give me speed on yet, so I will leave that as is. So, for your upgrades, for your first modification, a main battery traverse, because you want your turrets to move with you while you are, twisting and turning and shooting away. For the second mod, propulsion mod, or you could use steering gears. It has a good rudder on it, so I want a propulsion mod to help start and stop getting out of smoke. For your upgrades on this, you're really going to want to take the torpedo one first. It does help quite a bit. Then your range one, and then your hull. For loadouts, you have, as always, you have 2 smokes and 2 engine boosts, 3 if you take the speed legendary skill. For your health, you don't have a ton of health, but it's not terrible. You can get by with it. For your guns, they aren't wonderful, but they're usable. But they have quite the reload on them. For your torpedoes, this is where this thing shines, particularly when you get the upgrade. You have 9 of them, and you can do a lot of damage with this ship if you wanted to. For your AA defense, it really doesn't have much, guys. This line, for the most part, has a guy, maybe 2 sometimes, on the back of the ship with slingshots. Maneuverability, still pretty darn good. Really good rudder. The turning circle's not ideal for a destroyer, but it's not terrible either. And concealment, it has a very good concealment at 5-1. For your armor, it is like all the Japanese ships. You don't have much, and though at tier 5 it is a little bit more. You can see 16-inch for a good chunk of it, and then 20 or for your chunk of your bow and stern, and then you have 20 for a big part of the rest of the ship here. So not a lot of armor, but again, not necessarily looking to get into gunfight, boat fights with this. You can if you need to, but for the most part, you're going to try to go around torping the crap out of people. That's what makes this line a lot of fun. As we go ahead and start this match and check who we're up against, I do want to say it is disclaimer time. This is a beginner's guide to help out people just learning this ship or learning the game in general. This is not for professional gamers that know everything there is to know about everything. There is also multiple ways to build and play ships, so opinions will vary. I am just a above average player. I don't claim to be the best player in the world. I just am a pretty darn good player. So I do make mistakes. You're going to see some in this match. And also, you didn't come to this video to see how to pronounce names, as I am very terrible at slaughtering other beautiful languages. It's almost an art form, so keep that in mind when you're watching this, guys. With that out of the way, we are on Fault Line. This is a very interesting map. Also, we are, I guess, technically bottom tier. There is a couple tier 6s in this. But we're going to head to the middle, and this map is very interesting because of the middle spawns. You can see we spawned on the left side of B. The other middle spawn actually spawns on the right side of B. So, again, spawning in the middle, even though this is a fault line, it's a little bit different. We are going to head straight into the middle to try to get spotting for our team. spotting, getting in cap control is the number one things that you should be doing as a destroyer. Yes, you can do some damage too, but allowing your teammates to do a lot of damage is a lot of times a better scenario. But you can see here, I'm located, which means that guy is definitely heading this direction because otherwise he would have been locating the other destroyer, and the cap is contested. Now, I'm not actually sending for the synop here. I'm sending because I thought the destroyer was going to sit right at the back of the island. Once I knew it was a Fubuki over there, I instantly realized it's a T-61 here, and we're going to start shooting. Now, I'm not a person that just panics and smokes up. As you can see, this player did try to, use his smoke right away. I'm not sure why he wasn't shooting his guns. In a T-61, he had a good chance if he was a solid, a more experienced player with that ship. He definitely could have won this fight. As you can see, right here at the end, we are gonna go ahead and get him, and we did hit a torp on the synop, but that actually, even though it looked like I was definitely torping him, I was not. I was trying to torp for the other destroyer. As you see, he goes down, and we're still spotted because Colorado's right there. And with Synop not being happy with us, I'm sure he's gonna send some at me. We're going to go ahead and smoke up, and the reason we're going to smoke up is we got to get Synop out of that cap. That B cap is what I really want, and he is preventing us from getting it, so we're going to go ahead and kill him. Now, I do see the battleships heading in there, so I know for the most part they don't have much resistance there, so I feel confident they're going to take the cap. We are actually, however, going to fire a couple shots on Colorado, but you're going to see Colorado goes dark here, and I'm not just going to sit in the smoke because my teammates are not going to be able to see him. So I pop out so my teammates can see him, and we are going to head over to capture A cap. Our teammates are taking B cap. I could have stayed there and helped take it and gain more XP, but I felt like getting to A cap was going to be more important because our battleship buddies over here clearly just want to murder and kill and go for damage, which a lot of battleship players do. So I need to make sure I get this cap because, early in the match, the quicker you can get a cap, as you can see, we're starting to lock down B. And if we get A here, that's a big early head start. And quietly, we have done a fair amount of damage early in this match. We've done 49,000 damage with mostly our torps. We did get the guns, obviously, on the T-61, but we're going to head in and take a shot here because we're going to get behind the mountain. So I'm not worried about getting detected for a second. He's not going to be able to get a shot off, and I can help the teammates a little bit take out Dallas. So them guys are chasing the other team off the map. I'm going to put myself in a position to head back to defend a B cap. There is no worries of losing A cap right now once we get it. Like clearly they're going to take out Dallas. That battleship is really far away. When you're playing a destroyer, just getting a cap doesn't mean a whole lot. You have to be able to keep it too. So with A cap being, protected, there's no worries about losing it. We're going to head back over to towards B because you can see there is a battleship heading in there and trying to take it. And they've won the side of C. So the enemy has won that side. We want to go even that playing field. There's nothing over here for us. As you can see, the aircraft carrier spotted me, and he had dive bombers. And you see me turn like that. Whenever you have dive bombers close to you from a carrier, just start turning. It can be really hard to hit you with dive bombers if you juke them at when they're right overhead. And we're going to head into B cap here. I should have used my boost a little bit earlier here. That's one thing I should have done is use my engine boost to get across the map quicker. But that is, everybody makes mistakes here. So we're gonna head in. I didn't realize this battleship was almost dead, but it doesn't really matter anyway. I still needed to come this way to try to help out with C. But you notice in this match, I'm staying close to the caps. I'm trying to spot when I can. In That's a big deal, especially cap control, because it doesn't matter how many people or how much damage you get if you lost all the caps the entire match. That isn't going to help you at all. So West Virginia goes down. Starting to feel good about the middle here, but again, C looks like it's been rough. So we're going to head over that way and try to at least to get back to that. Now I noticed the carrier was up pretty far where it was spotted earlier and now has taken off. So that's one other thing that makes me feel confident about coming over. And you can see me on the map. I'm letting my teammates know where the nearest person is to me. The reason is Fubuki was spotted over here, and I'm locating someone. Always, if you're a destroyer and you can, if you know where the nearest person is, definitely help your teammates out. Let them know on the map. That will help them out. So here on Warspite, we know he's going to accelerate, so we're not throwing torps right on the line. We're going to spread them out a little bit, and the reason is either that gives us a good chance to hit him, and also if he decides to turn in, our teammates are going to have really good shots on him. So we're going to start a fire. And we're going to shoot from our smoke. Sometimes you don't want to do that, but because he's so distracted, I definitely could get away from it. Otherwise, a lot of times you'll see a guy know that torpedoes are coming from that way, but the way we spread out our torpedoes is definitely good. As you can see, we're going to get a hit here, and that is going to be a perma-flood because we started that fire early on him. And now he's not going to live. There's no way to live through this. He's flooding to death. And that's part of the reason I started to shoot my guns too, is to get him on fire. That way he uses up his damage con, and we end up in a much better spot. So we are actually going to head over towards C. This has been a long battle, but we're going to head over to C. This fight is not over, by the way. So I want to make sure I have all the cap control 100%. And I actually wasn't sure if this was the destroyer because, again, Fubuki hasn't been spotted for a while. And a lot of players that play Fubuki, the other Fubuki on the enemy team, a lot of times people don't run perceptive on it, so you won't get the located thing. So I actually kind of assumed this might be until he gets spotted up there at the top of the map. I actually assumed this could have been the Fubuki, and that's why I torped that gap, thinking maybe he was going to come for B. However, it is Buddiana. He is out there, and once he was spotted, I know it's Buddiana. I don't want to chase him down. Buddiana has a radar. And honestly, we just want to get cap control. And you can see this is still a close match. Well, now we just lost. Now we just killed one of their battleships. So now it looks a little bit more definitely like we're going to probably win this match. But before this, it still could have went any way in reality. But our team keeping control of that middle was huge. Without that and me grabbing caps, we definitely could have lost this match easily. But like I said, cap control in spotting for teammates is huge. And you can see I kind of never left the middle of the map on this game, making sure I was protecting caps. And we are actually going to head in and grab the C cap here. Now the match is almost over here, so for to be honest, this is just getting points. But we initially came over here when the battle was close. And honestly, as a destroyer, getting a capture of a base is always very solid XP. And you can see we basically used up all our consumables as well. So we're gonna go over here. The reason I come over this way is I actually thought maybe the carrier was gonna come over to hide since we didn't have anybody over here. And um, you know, you can see he's located over here. I actually thought he was coming in, but he doesn't. And um, the end of this match here, for the most part, is pretty slow. So I'm just going to speed it up. We get this last capture right here, and they do get rid of Buddy Yana, and the carrier is not going to be spotted till the end of the match. Anyway, guys, 74,000 damage, 2 captures. We got rid of another destroyer. You know, almost every match you're going to see us get rid of a destroyer. So, you know, that's one thing I love to do is kill destroyers. They're arguably the most important, um, you know, ships in the game. You know, they can affect the outcome of the match the most with a good player in them. And as you can see here, this is the end of the match. We do get one more shell on the carrier, but it is over. Again, um, you know, a very good match in a destroyer to do that well. Top of the leaderboard, almost 3,000 base XP at tier 5. Anyway, you guys have a wonderful day, and I'll see you next time, folks. Have a good one.